we all know growing up, Heat culture, Miami just constantly being just good, kind of going far with not a lot at the table, like an 8 seed and a 5 seed making the NBA Finals in this decade is crazy to me. But look, Spo gets it done. Jimmy Butler gets it done. Jimmy Butler's gone, and my lord, this team's fallen apart. They literally just went on a 10-game losing streak and are 2-11 in their last 13 games.
Wow.
I'm sorry, in March, they're 2-11. Their only wins came against the Washington Wizards and the Charlotte Hornets. Yeah. So just to kind of put that into perspective, how bad they're playing, there you go. So in March, they have the second worst record in the league behind the tanking Utah Jazz, who went 1-12. So really not much of a difference. My voice English is not working today. But in March, the Miami Heat are 29th in offensive rating and 15th in defensive rating, which equates to 24th in net rating. So, yeah, pretty bad. The fact that Houston's defensive rating is pretty much higher than the Heat's offensive rating is pretty sad. And they're doing this as the 4th slowest team in the league. So they're kind of taking their time for nothing, essentially speaking. And the thing is like from 3, this team just keeps chucking them up, and they're not making any of them.
Maybe they're just not trying to win.
But there's no, they have no pick. At least I don't think so. But why are they trying to?
I don't know.
Why are they playing like this? From 3 in March, they're 29th in the league at 34.2%.
Yeah.
They're only 0.2% higher than the team in last place, which is his New York Knicks.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Right.
And, in March, Hero's shooting 31% from 3. Terry Rozier, who's probably gambling, is shooting 26%.
Yep.
Bam shooting 34%. And they're all shooting a combined 14 attempts per game. That's not sustainable at all for anything. And in their first 58 games, most of them with Jimmy, they were all shooting much better from 3. So what gives? Why are the Miami Heat playing like dog?
I know the exact answer.
Oh, nice.
And the exact answer is the guy that's been hot for them, and that's Andrew Wiggins. When you get Andrew Wiggins on your team, you become incrementally worse.
I mean,
even though he's scoring 40 a night, you're still incrementally worse.
I mean, to be fair, Andrew Wiggins' best season, he was an all-star starter, and he won a championship.
Yes,
he was a starter.
Yes, but now
What
listen.
year?
2022.
Wiggins has declined in my eyes. He is not someone you want on your team, and they've gone downhill. I guess. I mean, Hero, Bam, Khalil Ware are phenomenal. We know that.
How is Wiggins if he's dropping 40 a night?
Stat padding.
How could you?
Stat padding.
Was he shooting from the field?
I don't. Oh, I have it actually.
Tell me.
He is 23.7 points a game on 56% from the field and 43% from.
So tell me how that contributes to them losing.
Because that's
if anything, that should help.
That guy's not a winner.
He's trying to start the.
He's not a winner.
He's trying to start the Cam Thomas agenda of empty stats. That's basically what it is, even though he is a proven winner. It's clear when he started playing bad, the Warriors were not good.
No. I am a Wiggins hater right now.
Why?
I do not want Wiggins on any of my
What do you hate
team.
Wiggins for?
Did he do something?
He's not. He's not good. He's overrated.
What? It's one thing.
Overrated.
It's one thing to be overrated, but he's a good player. Objectively,
yes,
he is a good player.
He is a good, but no, I do not. Nope.
That's crazy.
Where is this coming
If
from?
Minnesota dumped his ass and Golden State dumped his ass,
Okay.
there's something wrong.
I mean, Golden State didn't dump his ass.
Minnesota dumps him.
Yeah, Golden State used him to get Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, which is good for them, but not good for Miami.
And Golden State actually wanted Andrew Wiggins. So
but
he fit a need that they had.
I don't know where all this Wiggins.
Yeah,
hate is
I
coming from.
was never a fan of him.
That's crazy.
I don't like
Interesting.
Wiggins.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
That's like your hate for Rudy.
No, but there's a reason we hate Rudy.
No,
there's no reason
I
to
don't.
hate Wiggins.
No, he's not good.
Look, here's
overrated.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Wiggins, right? It's quite clear Minnesota at that point did not know what they were doing.
Yeah.
That's why they were so awful with Cat and Wiggins for that long.
Right.
So you could easily apply the same energy to Cat because Cat has never been a winning player. The fact that he drops in the playoffs, gets into insane foul trouble.
That will change this year.
I'd love to see that happen, but it's not going to.
We will see it.
But
Also, Wiggins was like supposed to be LeBron James.
again, whenever you're
Every number one overall pick is supposed to be LeBron.
No,
James.
but it's different.
It's
the
different.
Wiggins to
Zion.
LeBron James comparisons in like 2014 or whatever
Yeah.
was crazy.
it was nuts. It was
Yeah.
almost as bad as the Ben Simmons stuff.
It was almost as bad as the Wembanyama stuff.
Well, I mean,
Like everyone was saying, Wiggins is the next LeBron. Wiggins is
Right.
LeBron James. Like,
yeah.
but like, come on, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. So clearly, there's that end of the spectrum. You go to Golden State. He's finally put in a system that makes him thrive and makes Steph better as well. He becomes an all-star starter. Andrew Wiggins is an all-star starter.
I didn't know he was a starter. Somebody must have been injured.
No, he
No.
was
What?
voted
They
a starter.
started. He was good on the Warriors.
Get the heck out of here,
Yeah.
bro.
Also, I will say, like, with Miami sucking now, like, that just shows how Jimmy Butler kept that team together and winning. Now, without him, you're seeing what the real team is because Hero can't keep up with it. Neither can Bam. And then the rookies, of course. Terry Rozier's probably gambling, like Tyler said.
Wait, what's the evidence? Do we have evidence of that?
They're
'Cause we can't
investigating.
Yeah,
just-
they're
They're
investigating.
investigating.
And if you
Ooh-wee.
see during the game, he's like intentionally missing so many shots,
Yeah.
and he's like stealing the ball from his teammates and just jacking up threes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Poor Terry. But
But-
not poor Terry.
But essentially,
whatever.
back to Wiggins. That season, he was an all-star starter, and he won a championship. Him and Jordan Poole alone were the only reason they won that thing. Because if they weren't there, Steph and Clay would not have had enough help to kind of bring them over the top. And the year afterwards, his father gets sick, and that affected him mentally. He left the team for a bit to, be by his father, help him, and then he came back, and then he left again, and then unfortunately his father passed away, I think last season. So God rest his soul, obviously, and he's back now. And the Warriors weren't going to trade him. It's just Jimmy Butler was available. They wanted Jimmy Butler. They play the same position. You have to make the sacrifice. It is what it is. And look, in Miami, it's not necessarily a spot that it can be a spot that fits him well. But the problem is you're in a situation now where Jimmy kind of ran that whole team. It was specifically made for Jimmy.
Right.
He's not Jimmy, so it's not going to run as smoothly.
Right. And he's just getting there. You can't blame him. He's putting up his points. The team has to do their part. So
And I think it also, like, that whole team that was made of magic when they made the finals. Like, obviously Jimmy was there. The heat, dark magic of the undraftables, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, those kind of guys were necessary. And they never really replaced them. And that's been a big issue for Miami. And, Eric Spoelstra has been dealt a very tricky roster to try and compete with. So that's kind of what it is.
yeah.
I definitely agree with what he said with Gabe and Max because they were like the core. They got paid after that season, and they didn't replace them. Yes, they drafted pretty well with Ware and Jaime Jaquez, and Jovic is, I guess, getting a little better. But those two guys were vets. There are vets on their new teams now. So you didn't bring in that type of firepower for them. I guess 3-point shooting and the backup point guard. Well, I guess Terry, but we don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, those two were big losses. 100% for that Heat team.
Oh, without a doubt. And we'll see what they do from here. So I think Wiggins has one more year left on his deal. So we'll see if Miami moves him next season or if he signs an extension.